Okay, now welcome back to another lesson for mathematics. Now, as we remember, in our last lesson we were talking about how to prepare a bill, and we were able to see that for you to be able to know the amount of money you're supposed to pay, first you need to prepare a bill with reference to the price list as we learned in the last lesson. But now for this lesson, we are going to learn something different, but on the same topic of money. As you can see here, on this side, we have the same shop that we had, but at this point, this shop will be referred as a wholesale. So the person we are seeing here is the wholesaler running this shop. At this corner, we also have another person who is trading on the same goods, but this person now is running a retail shop. Now I want to watch what they are going to do. Then from there, we'll be able to learn something. So the retailer is going to buy some of the items from the wholesaler.
Hello.
I'm good.
How much do you sell textbook, primary CRE?
Goes for her 450.
450 shillings.
Yes.
Very good. I'll pay. How much is this?
200 shillings.
200 shillings. How much is this?
100 shillings.
100 shillings.
Yeah, this is 300 now.
300 shillings.
Yes.
How much is this?
Another 100, that's 400 shillings.
And we're remaining with how much?
With 50 shillings.
Okay. How much is this?
50 shillings.
50 shillings.
Yeah, so I have 450 shillings. I can give you the book. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. So as we've seen, the retailer has bought a textbook from the wholesaler and was able to pay 450 shillings. So he has paid 450 shillings. Remember, the retailer was buying the book. So the book is bought at 450 shillings. So he was buying the book by paying 450 shillings. Now, the retailer has taken the book to his shop, and now I'm going to buy the same book from the retailer. So let's listen to what the retailer is going to charge from the textbook that he bought from the wholesaler at 450 shillings. Hello, sir.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How much is this book?
This book goes for 500 shillings.
Good. How much is this?
This one is 500 shillings note.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, as you've seen, the same book that he bought from the wholesaler at 450 shillings is now sold the same book to me at 500 shillings. So now I'm buying the book from him at 500 shillings. Now, the amount of money that he paid to the wholesaler, since he was buying from the wholesaler, that one was what's called buying price. So the book was bought at 450 shillings. Now, after buying the book, he went the book to his shop, then I bought the book at 500 shillings. So they are, now, being the retailer, now he's selling the book to me. Now the book was sold to me at 500 shillings. So the amount of money I paid now is referred as the selling price. So the buying price for this book was 450 shillings, but the selling price for the same book is now 500 shillings. Now, how much money did he make from this book? How much money did the retailer make from this book? Good. He was able to make 50 shillings extra. That's nice. From the money he paid. Now, what is this 50 shillings in maths? Or in mathematical terms, what do we refer as these 50 shillings to? Good. As I said, the 50 shillings that he received extra, in this case, is referred to as the profit. And that brings in the subtopic we are supposed to discuss today. So the first thing we need to know before we work out any other example on how to calculate the profit, then we need to know what is profit. So who can tell me what profit is from what you have seen on the board? Okay, that's a good trial. Somebody else? Good. Now let's see what the teacher explained on profit. Now, as you can see on the board, we say that profit is the extra amount of money received on top of the buying price. Profit is the extra amount of money received on top of the buying price. Now, why do we say it's the amount of money received on top of buying price? Now, if you look at this book list, the textbook that was bought was 450 shillings, which became our buying price. After buying the book by the teller from the wholesaler, the same retailer went and made a new price list, where he was now selling the same textbook at 500 shillings. So when I went to him to buy the book, that is this textbook, he sold the book to me at 500 shillings. Now when you compare the amount of money he paid when he was buying and the amount of money I paid when I was buying again from him, the difference was 50 shillings. So as we said, this 50 shillings was the extra amount of money on top of the buying price that was 450 shillings. Now, who can tell me the formula for working out the profit in this case from what you learned? Good. Now we can say that if you want to get the profit, then you're supposed to take away the buying price from the selling price. So we say that to get the profit made on top of the buying price, you will take the price at which an item was sold, as in this case 500 shillings, then from the amount of money that at which the book was sold, we subtract the amount of money that was paid when the book was bought, that is 450 shillings. So we will subtract 450 shillings. Therefore, the profit made here in this case, as we've seen before, was just 50 shillings. So class, anytime you'll be asked to work out the profit made in shillings, The first thing you need to identify is the selling price. That is the price at which an item was sold. Then 2, you need to identify the buying price. That is the price at which an item was bought. Then once you are able to identify the 2, then write your formula. That is profit being equivalent to selling price minus buying price. Then where we have the selling price, replace it with the amount of money that was paid when the item was being sold. Where we have the buying price, replace it with the amount of money paid when the item was being bought. Then find the difference. So the difference between the selling price and the buying price will give us the profit made. And in this case, our profit was 50 shillings. Therefore, class, I want to take your books and work out for me the profit made from this statement. Yeah, so that's the question. So here we are told a trader bought an item at 60 shillings and later sold it for 70 shillings. What was his profit? So we are supposed to calculate the profit that was made by the trader after buying and selling the item. So I'll give you at least 2 minutes to solve the problem before we confirm the answers together. Yes, now who has worked out the answer? Okay, somebody says, somebody telling me the profit made was 5 shillings. Somebody else? Okay, that person saying that the profit made is 10 shillings. Okay, class, now let's see between the two who was right. Now, as I explained here, we said that for you to be able to know the profit, 1, you need to identify the selling price. 2, you need to identify the buying price. From the 2, you'll be able to calculate the profit. So let's go back and read our statement. So they said, a trader bought an item. Now the word bought here refers to the buying price in this case. So a trader bought an item at 60 shillings. So that is our buying price. So in this case, the buying price was 60 shillings. And later sold, so the word sold here now refers to the selling price. So he later sold it for 70 shillings. So the 70 shillings here is our selling price. Therefore, class, we are able to identify the buying price from the statement and the selling price from the statement. Now, once we have these two, we can move to the next step, where we now apply the formula that we just learned, that profit is equivalent to selling price, take away the buying price. So our selling price here is 70 shillings, so you come and write 70 shillings there. Then from 70 shillings, we take away the buying price in this case, that is 60 shillings. Therefore, the profit made by this trader was only 10 shillings. So from the answer that you gave me before you worked it out, this person was wrong, but the other one was right. Now, to conclude a class, we've agreed and I've said that if you're asked to get the profit or work out the profit made by a trader, the first thing you need to identify is the selling price, 2, the buying price. Then from there, you'll be able to calculate your profit as you've seen in the 2 examples. So up to where we've reached, I will do the next work in your textbooks, and the teacher will beg to stop at that point until we meet with the next lesson.